everyone, this is ScrapComputer here. This video is going to cover mindsets and a certain individual mindset that will help you improve instantly after and during each game in the Rift, which in turn helps you increase elo, which in turn gets you the hottest grill in the school. You can cook a mean steak in that baby as well. Okay, so it all boils down to one statement. Everything in League of Legends is your fault. Everything in League of Legends is your fault. This video should generate you the mindset of a true champion and give you motivation to actually physically improve and from there win more games rather than hoping to get carried or blaming others, which is an entirely useless mindset. So in my previous video I covered the League of Averages, which went over how bad things happen to every player and how you're not special. These are not excuses, they happen to everyone on a nearly equal basis, or statistically as close as you can get. The link will be on the screen now. If you haven't watched it, I recommend hitting it up and then watching this video afterwards because it really hammers the video home. But of course, if you're not interested, let's get into it. Let's first respect an age-old fact. Don't blame your team. Blaming your team is a mental waste of time. You could be using that to change your play. When you're sitting there thinking, oh my god, that made me bot lane. Oh my god, that Jarvan top, Jesus Christ. You could be saying, well, what can I do better? Can I go down bot lane? Can I go up here? Is the jungler there? Could we get the dragon? Can I teleport down there? Can I win this top lane matchup? Do you see it's a little bit more useful already? It's a waste of mental use, just as the first very basic point gives. From here, remember, don't complain about how top is losing. You're mid, how can you change that? How can you affect the game? Bot is losing. You should maybe gank bot. If it's not possible, how can you hammer your lane more? Your top lane, I don't care. Why are you not dominating your lane? It doesn't matter what other people are doing. Don't expect anyone to do anything. In League of Legends, you could not rely on a single player in the team to do anything right. The only thing you can rely on and change and impact is your own play, and that's the thing you've got to focus on. As an example, your whole team is minus 100, literally a minus 100. That's not their fault, that's fine. They lost their individual lanes. You can't do anything about them. But what did you do wrong? What could you have changed? Regardless of how bad a game goes, regardless of how horrible your team done, it is all about what variable you can change. Yourself. You're the only variable, you're the only change in the game you can make. Telling the Amumi he's useless and that he shouldn't be ganking top, he's minus 10, minus 20, it doesn't matter. What can you do to improve? What could you have done better for the next game? And during that game, don't focus on anyone else. The only thing you should be looking at the score for is, can they help me? To what degree can they? Or is this gankable? Can I go to this lane? That's the only reason why you look at scores. If you're looking at scores and saying to yourself, oh my god, what a total noob, why did he lose? Oh my god, look at this. You're just pandering into the mindset where you shouldn't be, which is just bitching. Bitching at the end of the game how your team sucks and how your score was the best doesn't help. How did you not use the score better? I've seen people get really fed and they don't win off it, and that's your fault. You didn't win. You got fed. You couldn't perpetuate it. You didn't know where to go. You didn't get the perfect CS. You didn't dominate the lane. You didn't go to another lane. Do you see where I'm going here? This is all your fault. Everything's your fault because you're the only change you can see. Did you make any mistakes that game? What could you have done better to get the victory? It doesn't matter how bad everyone else is playing. It doesn't matter what everyone else is doing. It's all about you. You're the only change. Everyone in this game seems to believe that complaining helps. Now, I understand mentally being a little bit frustrated with someone is fine. I get frustrated too. I'm not a robot. I get it, right? I'll go into a game and I'll say, oh damn, 0-5, that's not carryable. That's not good. But I play my best. I never complain to the player. I never say anything. If their build is wrong, I might give it a tick like, hey, man, you should maybe build that after. That would help. And if they don't want to listen, that's fine. I mute them and I play my own game and I try and improve myself. Because that's the only thing I can do. Be the change you want to see in this world. This goes for League easily. So from now on, everything's your fault. From this point on, everything is your fault. Literally, yes, everything. Bot lane lost, it's your fault. You should have ganked it. Mid lane lost due to jungle ganks. Why didn't you take advantage of the lack of jungle ganks in your lane and crush it? Enemy team got dragon because your bot are minus 10 or minus 20. It's your fault. You should have won top lane plus 20. Ari misses all of her skill shots, it's your fault. You could have chaperoned them into the enemy. Your support AFK is your fault. You should have lent them your internet. Now, I know I'm going a little far-fetched and some of these are a joke, but if you want to win games, after every play, every single play, what could I have changed? What could I have done better? Even if it goes well, even if you've dominated your lane, what could you have done better? There's always something better you can do. How could I have improved it? My whole team lost. How could I have played better? It doesn't matter how bad your team has done. how you can grow as a player, you have to be good enough to patch. You'd be so good that you patch over the tears of the fabric inside of your team. You've got to be so good at the game that you carry everyone else, even if they're all horrible. That's what you got to focus on. And if you get to that point, you'll increase elo. If you constantly keep on improving, keep on going forward with improvements, skills, knowledge, you'll eventually get to the point where even if you have bad teammates, you can carry. Every game, theoretically speaking, is a victory or potential victory if you go for it, if you play perfectly. And we're all looking for that golden moment, that golden play we can make. And to get to that point where you can consistently play on a next level basis, you've got to focus on improvement. You don't see fakers saying, oh my god, teammates, if he plays in bronze, do you think that would ever happen? Do you think he'd lose because of the feeders? I mean, maybe if they're all AFK, maybe if they're all horrible, but for the most part, he's not going to lose many of these games because he is so good that the rest of the team's weaknesses have been patched over. And I'm just using him because he's a really good player, and I think that we all can aspire to be, maybe not that good, but next to that level, just below that level of professional next level, to an amazing player on a consistent basis. If you're a player that monitors other players' scores, builds, CS, teamwork, decision making, and use it as an excuse for the loss, you're not as bad as them, you're worse. In the game, you cannot change how your team play. You cannot go to the bot lane's computer and play for them. You're not going to see these players again. As a player, they have flaws, but what you have to do is be so perfect you can overcome those flaws for them. You have to look at and if they're CSing poorly, for example, look at your own CS. You can't make them CS better by being annoyed about it. Ask yourself, is my CS good enough? Can I get it better? Look at your own build and say, is this a perfect randomization? Ask if it can be fixed or adapted to be more effective. Was your decision perfect that game? Could a couple of decisions been changed or adapted to improve even furthermore? What mistakes did I make? What can I improve upon? What weaknesses have I got? So one last time, and I know this is very repetitive, this video, but I just really want to hammer this in. From now on, from this point, focus on how you can improve yourself regardless of anyone else's mistakes. If you start doing this, you'll improve tenfold as a player, and I know this is difficult. A lot of humans have a problem accepting that things are their fault, or they can change variables to make things better. It's a lot easier as a player, and I'm a player too. It's a lot easier to say, oh my god, look at that mid laner, they suck, man, they're so bad, and that's why I lost. Instead of that, I say, well, they lost, but what could I have done to change that lane? What could I have done to change myself to improve? Everything, I self-internalize everything to improve, to see what I can do. And that doesn't mean I've got very low self-esteem when I'm playing the game. It's, I'll do my best. I just always think, I'll do my best, I'll try and improve, I'll just do well. And this is a mindset. If you get to this point of mindset, the improvements are drastic. I'm at a point I look at other people's mistakes and explain why it was a bad one so I can use it for my decision making. I never flame, I never bitch, I never blame. I play the game and I focus on myself to the best of my ability. I focus on improving and fixing everyone's problems regardless of how silly they are by improving myself. The minus 1 million in movie as a joke kind of, it's my fault, I could have helped them. Once you make everything your fault, you won't blame anyone but yourself. And once there's no one else to blame, you're forced to improve as a player because you've got no excuses anymore. There's no other tunnel to go in, there's no little crevice to hide under. It's all you. I've used this tactic to drastically improve at League of Legends. This video has been in my mind for such a long period of time, I really can't describe it. When I'm streaming, people come on and say, oh my god, geez, these people are so bad, and they blame each other, and it's just not good to see. And I've played League a lot, and I understand that a lot of players just start to blame everyone else. It's never their fault. And I find, just personally speaking, from anecdotal evidence, and of course it's not 100%, but any player I know that has the mindset of improvement, they are higher elo than the vast majority of everyone else. A lot of the players I know are intelligent people, they focus on their emotions, and they focus on improvements. Any player I know, literally, and I know about 8 or 9 like this, all of them were platinum or above. All of them. I literally don't know a player that's got that mindset that is lower than that and hasn't been playing quite a bit. Not tons, just a little bit, you know? I really don't know a player that doesn't, because they always focus on what they can do better. They've done that to the point where they just naturally got better than everyone else. And if you can just keep that up in your mind and keep on improving, you really will get higher elo. This is one of the easiest ways of getting higher elo. Now, this is the reason why I don't like covering these kind of videos, because I feel like kind of cliche. I'm a hard facts guy, but at the end of the day, I feel that mindset is also equally important, and I hope this video helped. And that's it for the video, guys. If you like it, dislike it, dislike it. If you like the content, you can subscribe. If you think I'm totally wrong here or the very low quality in the video, you can unsub. I am totally fair. I also stream at Twitch TV, guys. The link will be in the low bar. Now I'm done selling my soul to the devil or the league gods. I will bid you farewell, guys. Have a great day. Best luck in the Rift, and I will see you guys next time.